The first thing we will do is import the test video we created earlier. So we will come to Media, Import, and we will go to the test video file, and we'll import our test video. Select it and open. Now that we have our test video, we will drag it to the canvas. Make sure you drag it to the canvas and not the timeline. We have loaded the test video into our canvas and are ready to start editing it. First, we will play it to see how it looks.
This is the sound for A. This is the sound for B. This is the sound for C.
We can see that the audio and the video are not in sync. Because we are working with a video track, the audio and the video are in the same clip. We need to separate the audio from the video so that we will be able to edit both separately. To do this, we will merely click on the clip to select it and hit duplicate. We have now got a duplicate which we can use for the audio track. We will click on that and rename it Audio. We can now edit the video section, the video clip, and divide it into 3 sections for the A, B, and C. To do this, we will stretch our timeline out so that we can have a better view of it. When we do this, we can also see that with the timeline stretched out, we can actually see the audio line at the bottom of both the video and the duplicate clip. So now if we come back to the beginning, we can find out where the A, B, and C are separated. If we watch the video, we can see where the A turns to a B here. So if we move it back just a little bit to where it becomes an A again, we can then use a double arrows to move a frame at a time until it becomes a B. As soon as it becomes a B, that is where we want to cut the tape to divide it into 3 parts for the A, B, and C. So we want to select the clip and just come up to cut. It is that simple. Now we can come over, do the same thing, and find where it turns to a C. Move it back just a little bit until it's a B again. And move it forward again until it gets to the C. And again we will cut it. Now we have the A, B, and C sections. At this point, we have now cut our video section into the A, B, and C sections. So now I'm going to play it to see what we have.
This is the sound for A. This is the sound for B. This is the sound for C.
So we can see that the video and the audio are not working together. Also, we heard 2 tracks. What we should have done before these were cut into separate parts was to turn off the volume on these top parts that we're using for the videos. So we will select it, we'll go over to the properties, find the volume tab, and turn it down to 0. We'll do this for all 3 sections. Now when we play it,
This is the sound for A. This is the sound for B. This is the sound for C.
we have only the audio from the lower track, which we call the audio track. Now we need to separate that into 3 parts. To do that, we will again stretch the timeline out some more. Bring our pointer back to the start and press play.
This is the sound for A.
So we can see that on the soundtrack here that was the last of the sound, and this is where the B sound will start. So we know that this is where we want to cut this tape. So we make sure that this clip is highlighted. And we come up and just press cut. Now we can play some more.
This is the sound for B.
So now we can tell again from the clip that this is where we want to cut this cut.
E. This is the sound for C.
Now it sounded like that didn't come quite right. Let's stretch this time out a little bit more, and let's hit Control Z to get rid of the last cut. Back and play this again.
This is the sound for C. Sound for B. This is the sound for B. This is the.
It looks like we want to cut it right here. Now let's move this over just a little bit and see how it sounds.
Sound for B. This is the sound for C.
We have a little extra in there,
Sound for C.
so we can just cut it off here and delete this. Now all we have to do is move these 3 sounds to match where their letters are. So the letter C was here. The letter B started here.
This is the sound for A. This is the sound for B. This is the sound for C.
So we now have the 3 sounds matching the 3 videos. So this isn't perfect, but it gets you the idea, and you can see how easily it is to cut and move things around to get them where you want so that the sound matches the video. We still have one very important step to do. Before we cut the 3 audio sections apart, we should have turned off their video. To do this, we need to select the clip and go up to the settings and just set the opacity to 0. Do that on all 3 clips. In this video it didn't make any difference, but in a video with a regular video it would probably be, you'd see a bunch of jumbled video. So now this should work.
This is the
fine.
sound for A. This is the sound for B. This is the sound for C.
Again, not the best video in the world, but it'll work to show you how this works, and hopefully I will make it again a better copy.